One morning in July 2021, 10 million coffee clutches flicked on their TVs for the usual gavel slam and found an empty bench. The woman who'd crushed daytime ratings for a quarter century had vanished overnight. Rumors swirled: stroke relapse, secret settlement, sudden retirement. None were true. Judy Scheindlin wasn't stepping down. She was stepping sideways into a deal that would rewrite the rulebook for Courtroom TV. Judy Scheindlin always prided herself on endurance. "I can outwork any attorney half my age," she once bragged. But March 30th, 2011 proved even iron wills have fault lines. Mid-hearing, as dueling ex-roommates argued over a busted flat screen, the lights above the set seemed to flare. Judy's words slurred, the litigants' faces smeared into light-speed streaks, and the next thing she registered was the antiseptic chill of Cedars-Sinai. Doctors labeled it a transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke. Judy called it a coffee mishap and tried to discharge herself before the IV drip finished. Her inner circle begged her to slow down. She was taping nearly 260 episodes a season, sometimes blasting through a dozen cases before coffee break. Yet, the fainting spell only intensified her marathon mindset. She renewed her CBS contract that summer for an eye-popping $47 million a year, insisting the audience deserved consistency. Behind closed doors, executives whispered about insurance liabilities and succession plans. But Judy doubled production days, trimmed bathroom breaks, and framed the hospital bracelet as a bookmark for legal briefs. That unflinching response, however, planted a seed. If even a brushstroke couldn't halt her grind, what could? Judy realized the only escape was reinvention on her own terms, and she quietly began scouting the next frontier. But money, big money, would set the stage for the real earthquake. The moment CBS slid that renewal contract across the table in 2017, Judy's eyes didn't linger on the salary line, already a jaw-dropping $47 million. They drifted to the fine print on intellectual property rights. She realized every episode she'd ever filmed was technically their asset. So she did something no daytime host had dared. She declared the footage hers and named a price. CBS balked. Judy, unfazed, offered a live demonstration of leverage by stalling taping for 48 hours. Producers panicked. Syndication slots were bleeding penalties by the minute. CBS caved, wiring her $95 million for the back catalog. The ink was still wet when Rebel Entertainment, a packaging agency that once brokered her original deal, stormed in, claiming they were owed a slice of that windfall. Their lawsuit painted Judy as an overpaid diva draining profits. She fired back, branding them middlemen fishing for crumbs, and countersuing for $22 million. Court filings flew faster than her bench one-liners. But 2 years later, a judge ruled CBS had every right to pay her whatever the market will bear. Rebel walked away empty-handed, and Judy walked away with precedent on her side and nine-figure seed money burning a hole in her Hermes briefcase. The verdict didn't just vindicate her, it unlocked her next conquest. Flush with cash and legally bulletproof, she phoned Silicon Valley to pitch a courtroom show built for the streaming age. And that cold call would ignite a whole new gavel empire. By November 1st, 2021, the gavel had a new address: Amazon's ad-supported streamer Freevee, then IMDb TV, dropped all 120 episodes of Judy Justice in one bingeable blast. Same no-nonsense robe. But the courtroom felt upgraded. Higher production values, cash awards doubled to $10K, and a fresh bench team led by former LA probation chief Kevin Rasco as bailiff, court reporter Whitney Kumar, and, most buzzworthy, Judy's 20-something granddaughter Sarah Rose as law clerk. The generational chemistry was the point. Judy wanted a show her older fans could recognize, but TikTok scrollers could meme. Viewers showed up in droves, making it Freevee's #1 original and winning the Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program after Season 1. Even a brand refresh couldn't slow the momentum. Amazon renewed the series twice, then announced in mid-2025 that all Freevee content, including new Judy Justice seasons, would fold into the main Prime Video app when the standalone Freevee service sunsets in August. For Judy, it's a lateral move. Her episodes will now autoplay beside billion-dollar fantasy shows, pushing her Courtroom franchise onto hundreds of millions of global devices overnight. Yet die-hard fans still asked the same question: where's Bird? His absence sparked backlash so loud, Amazon hatched a solution, one that would give the beloved bailiff his own spotlight and set the stage for the next twist in Judy's expanding universe. The missing bailiff wasn't just a casting quirk, it was a loyalty test that millions of viewers thought Judy flunked. Social feeds lit up with memories of Petrie Hawkins Bird's deadpan order in the court, and some vowed to boycott Judy Justice until the sidekick returned. Amazon's analytics team could see the dip, so they greenlit a companion series that would turn outrage into appointment viewing. That answer dropped in June 2023. Tribunal Justice. Imagine Hot Bench upgraded for the streaming era. 3 judges instead of 1, rapid cut deliberations, and Bird restored as the courtroom enforcer. The tribunal featured veteran jurists Patricia DeMango and Tanya Acker, flanking Judy's son, former prosecutor Adam Levy. Cases still hinged on small claims drama, but stakes felt higher. Litigants could face triple cross-examination before Bird's stare dared them to prevaricate. Fans called it the Snyder Cut of court TV, an overdue redemption arc for the bailiff who'd kept order since 1996. The gamble paid off. Viewership for both shows rose in tandem, smoothing generational rifts Judy had risked by swapping Bird for fresh faces. And in early 2025, when Amazon announced all Freevee originals would migrate to Prime Video, Tribunal Justice made the leap too, elevating Bird from sidekick to the linchpin of an expanding Judyverse. With public goodwill restored and 2 hit series streaming worldwide, Judy's next move was obvious: transform her solo comeback into a multimedia empire, and turn the Scheindlin surname into a legal entertainment dynasty. After Tribunal Justice landed, Judy flipped the momentum into a full-scale content factory. Queevee Productions, now headquartered in her Lakeside, Florida estate, began staffing podcast studios, optioned a true crime property for Netflix, and greenlit Justice on Trial, an 8-episode Prime Video docuseries where she reenacts landmark cases and invites viewers to deliver their own verdicts. Side hustles multiplied: gavel-shaped paperweights, a court is in session fragrance line, and a licensing deal that put her face in Elf Beauty's 2024 Super Bowl spot, one of the most talked about ads of the game. The cash registers kept pace. Forbes' 2025 rich list pegs Scheindlin's fortune at roughly $580 million, crediting the Amazon pipeline and the $95 million library sale for pushing her past Oprah's 2010 benchmark in inflation-adjusted dollars. Her West Palm compound, 8 bedrooms, 9 baths, and a dedicated war room for Queen Bee execs, became the command center for daily Zoom greenlights and quarterly strategy summits. And while the revenue spigot gushed, Judy polished her legacy. In 2022, she donated $5 million to New York Law School to fund full-ride scholarships for 10 female students each year, pairing the award with summer fellowships at her production company. She's since added mentorship grants through her Honor program, signaling that the empire he's building isn't just commercial, it's dynastic. With the business fortified and the next generation trained in-house, industry insiders now whisper about VR courtrooms, Gen Z spin-offs, and global localization deals. Fodder for the rumor mill we'll tackle in the final act. Even after 2 streaming hits, Judy Scheindlin is still laying track in front of a moving train. Her newest project, Justice on Trial, bowed on Prime Video in July 2025, an 8-part docuseries that recreates landmark U.S. cases and dares viewers to decide if the original verdicts were fair. The press hails it as courtroom true crime with homework, and it cements Judy as an executive producer, not just an on-screen arbiter. Meanwhile, Amazon is shutting down the standalone Freevee app in August 2025, folding Judy Justice and Tribunal Justice directly into the main Prime Video interface. The move will balloon Judy's global reach overnight. No extra downloads, no paywall, which analysts call a second syndication windfall. What's next? Trade insiders whisper about two initiatives: a Gen Z spin-off, tentatively nicknamed Justice Next, fronted by granddaughter law clerk Sarah Rose, and an interactive add-on that would let viewers weigh evidence in real time. Early talks with Amazon's XR team have been spotted, though no deal is confirmed. Whether or not the VR courtroom materializes, one thing is clear: the gavel keeps getting louder. And Judy's empire shows no sign of saying case dismissed. Judy Scheinland's trajectory reads like a masterclass in controlled reinvention. She endured a mid-show medical scare, parried backroom lawsuits, and negotiated 9-figure deals, all while taping more cases than most real-world judges see in a lifetime. When legacy TV began to wobble, she cashed out her catalog, leapfrogged into streaming, and turned a courtroom program once confined to daytime slots into a multi-platform Judyverse that stretches from free ad-supported binges to Prime Video banners and, if the rumors pan out, VR headsets. Along the way, she weaponized controversy, Bird's exit, Rebel's lawsuits, critics who called her salary obscene, into fresh headlines that kept audiences curious and execs attentive. Today, she presides over Judy Justice, shepherds tribunal justice, bankrolls scholarships, and prototypes interactive legal shows that invite viewers to pick up a virtual gavel themselves. So when people ask, where is Judge Judy now? The answer isn't a place, it's a business model. She's wherever justice can be streamed, merched, or remixed. And if history holds, the next incarnation will drop the moment we think her gavel has finally gone silent.